Hi friends! It is already December when I'm filming this, but I have been too busy to read lately anyway, so who cares that this video won't be up until halfway through the Reindeer Readathon. This year I'm on Team Nutcracker and I am absolutely going to win. This is my third year doing the Reindeer Readathon and I always find some way to complete all of the prompts, and so far every year I've been on the winning team for this readathon. I am in no way worried about my ability to read all of these books, even though there is so many and I have a limited amount of time. So without further ado, here's what I'm reading for the Reindeer Readathon this December. Dasher, finish a series or pick up a book that you started and put down. I will be reading Lumberjanes Volume 20, End of Summer by Shannon Waters, Kat Leigh, and Brooklyn Allen. This is one of my favorite series, but even though I've owned the last volume of the comic for a while, I've never been able to bring myself to read it. I don't want to say goodbye to Miss Quinzilla Thwiskin Pinnacle Thistle Crumpet's Camp for hardcore lady types. But I think it's time for me to finish the main series. Dancer, a book with a cursive, flowy, or elegant font on the cover. I'm trying to get the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton from the library to read this for the prompt. It's supposed to be a fantastical historical rom-com, and honestly, the cover just looks really cool. Prancer, a book with your favorite season on the cover, or the cover has colors from your favorite season on it. My favorite season is autumn. I love hearing leaves crunching under my feet when I go on walks. I love cozy sweaters and warm drinks. I love seeing my little brother go back to school and play football. I love basically everything about autumn except for the inevitable seasonal depression that sets in. So I will be reading Laziness Does Not Exist by Devin Price. Vixen, a book I want to read but think it might be overhyped. I will be reading Carrie Soto Was Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book has been everywhere, and I've only read one Taylor Jenkins Reid book and I did like it. However, this hype feels a little manufactured, so I'm a bit worried. Comet, a book with an astronomical word in the title. I will be reading the fantasy book Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan and Curry Won. It's been on my TBR for a while and it just sounds amazing. Plus, I've really been getting more into reading stories from the Asian diaspora over the past year, and I want to keep that up going into next year. Cupid, a book with your favorite trope. I love tropes. I especially love fake dating tropes and rivals to lovers stories, so I will be reading Flip the Script by Lila Lee, which I am told contains both. Donner, a book I want to read, but I'm not a fan of the cover. I am going to read Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. I've never been a fan of minimalist covers, and honestly, I hate the shade of green. I think it's ugly. Blitzen, use a random number generator to find a number between 0 and 9 and find a book that ends in that page number. I got 2, and we'll be reading Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan, which I picked up from the library a while ago and never got around to reading. It has 512 pages. Rudolph, start a new series. I am going to read These Violent Delights by Chloe Gahn, which I am told has a sequel. There are also some bonus prompts that have to be read in conjunction with the reindeer prompts. Christmas Star is to read a book over 500 pages. For this, I will be using The Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan. For Christmas Lights, you should read an ebook. Honestly, I'm not sure what it's going to be for this one. It depends on what comes in from the library, because for a few of these books I've requested the audio and the ebook versions of the books in the hopes that one will get to me faster and in time for this readathon. Christmas Carols, read an audiobook. Most of the books on the list I plan to borrow from the library as audiobooks on Libby so I can read them while I'm working on graphic design or end of year data stuff for work. So whatever I finish first will likely be in this prompt. So as usual, my TBR is ambitious, but I have never been accused of lacking ambition. A lot of these books have been on my TBR for a long time, and as you know, I'm trying to get my TBR from over 1,000 books down to 0, and that for sure is going to require a lot of ambition on my part. Even though I didn't set a hard deadline, at the very least, if I read all of these books in my TBR should finally dip under 1,000 books, as long as I don't add anything else to the ever-growing list of things I want to read. So, like, it could go either way, honestly. Thanks so much for supporting me as I try to once again win the competitive Reindeer Readathon. I'm almost positive that I will be winning for the third year in a row. And congratulations to everyone on Team Nutcracker with me. Let's crush it. But for now, if you want to see more from me, please subscribe, watch another video of mine, or support me on Patreon. And hey, I love you.